trying to understand how basically not to reflect on each individual one as a group around the table today. So the proposal is that community boards be invited to submit on all the master plans in their areas with a view to ensuring that the budget reflects the priorities for those areas. Now, sitting behind that will be the briefings that we are going to have with DCL, who've done some preliminary work but have some more work to do, and also probably later on, this is to be, reflected. This is to ensure that the budget reflects the priorities for those areas. So that means to make sure that it's into the annual plan. So for adoption by the when the annual plan comes back for finalisation. But what will also be sitting in behind, and just to reflect some of the conversations we've had, is an ideal of having a joint workshop with the community boards and the council together, so that we've got that full understanding about the work that's being done on them. Some of the master plans are already out of date, some of them need to be updated, and some of them just need to be got on with. So there will be different views expressed by different community boards in relation to theirs. There are areas that don't have master plans that ought to have a regeneration plan, and that will come out of the discussion as well. Sarah?
Can I just check that with the looking at ensuring that the budget reflects the priorities for those areas, is that for the areas of each master plan? I know, because our board would struggle to prioritise, for example, between Limwood and Woolston.
No, you don't have to prioritise between two, you prioritise each one.
Yeah, because we have 5.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was out of the room. I've just had a good chat with staff. So my understanding, like the Woolston Village one, that there is money that we can do the planning, and we can sort that out with talking to the community board in time for the final annual plan decision. The one that is ready to go is Sumner, and we would be delaying it if we change the budget as per what's currently on the LTP. So my understanding is that staff could go to tender very quickly if we're not signalling that we're deferring the funding, and personally that would be my preference, and I think the rates impact would be pretty negligible. Don't know exactly what it would be, but I did have one thing that I was going to raise for that, which may be a bit cheeky, but I hope my colleagues will just allow me just to raise it, and it may be a solution, was that we did, I thought, put money on for the Worsley-Cashmere Road intersection, which I don't know what year that's in. It may be that that's out in a year given what's happened, and therefore there may be a possible swap which wouldn't have any rates impact.
Can we just ask staff, because we may have brought that forward anyway.
Anyway, it was just a...
It's been pushed out.
I see, right, sorry.
Can we just ask staff about where the Sumner...
Where's the Sumner Village Master Plan
So
project?
staff seemed happy to bring $500,000 forward.
Yep.
So that we can start work
into this financial year.
Into the there's money, this current one, so bring it forward into the 17-18. It was proposed to be deferred, bringing 500 from 19-20 into 17-18.
Yeah.
And then you've got it, instead of $1 million in one hit, you've got 2 lots of 500.
Yeah.
It would allow construction to continue
One's
in the
this
process.
Financial year that we're in now.
We're already working.
It's already in here.
For the draft financial year, Sarah's correct with then have 500k, slightly more than 500k for 17-18 and another 500k for 18-19 to complete the construction for the Sumner
P1.1.
Do we need anything in here to say that?
Yeah.
Do we? Do we need, what do we need?
There was a draft. Adie's got it.
Can I just check, before we do that, because my understanding is, again, that will delay that project and it will put it over 2 years. So, I mean, what would be the current budget impact of just keeping it on the existing LTP track? Which would, it's $500,000 difference over a year.
Well, I think you need to separate the budget from actually materially delay the project. So the staff advice is having it phased over those 2 years won't materially delay the project. any more than the challenges that the project already has, which aren't budgetary, they are technical challenges.
And we've heard that they're not challenges that have been brought to the board at this point, so the board didn't know that there was a delay.
So when would we go up for tender if we agree to this amendment?
So
the end of the year.
This is not what's being proposed, is it? That funding remain as currently programmed in the LTP.
In the LTP
No.
is what Yanni's asking, but what's being proposed is 500.
So maybe I can give you the wording that what we're proposing is to rephase from 2019-20 500,000 into 2017-18 for the Sumner Village Centre Master Plan P1.1.
Yep, and I'd be happy to move that.
Okay, so
So not this one.
so that's Yanni's amendment, and what's yours, Sarah?
Oh, it's actually not having the 1,000,001 hit. It's having over 2 years. It's just bringing one lot of 500 forward from the.
So
It was what
400
staff are recommending.
The year 16-17 is irrelevant to this annual plan, so I don't know why that number's there at all. Leave that out. So you're wanting the 1.037 million for 17-18, and you're saying you can split it across the 2 financial years.
Staff were advising that there wouldn't be any material difference in delivering the project if we split it over 2 years.
Split the expenditure. No.
No, I won't, because we've got the 408 in this year, and we can go out to tender.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can we have the wording that is agreed?
So the amount for 17-18 is $537,030.
Hang on, 537,000.
And $30, really?
What?
And then 500,000 for 18-19.
And then, so we're not noting that the Sumner Village project.
The one thing I did want, if that's going to be what we agree to, is that we can bring forward the funding if it can be constructed sooner. In 18, like we can bring forward the 18-19 funding if required.
We can't.
No.
That the Sumner Village Master Plan, take out the words Project P1.1 and then leave in the word funding, so delete up to funding.
Is rephased.
It's rephased.
Oh, is rephased as follows.
To enable tender and construction to proceed. Yeah.
Follows to enable tender and that's rephased.
Yeah, it's spell check. Keeps changing.
Yeah. As follows, to enable, and then delete the words up to tender. No, delete the words up to tender, up to, yeah. To enable, take out the words remain as currently programmed in the LTP. Yep. And then take out that IE and put a colon instead of the full stop. Cool. Right. Is that? Yes. Good? Okay.
So what's the rates impact of doing that?
The impact of all the changes that's been approved is to increase the rates in the 18-19 year, not the annual plan year, from 5.5 to 5.53.
Right.
But no change in the annual plan year at all?
No.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. All right. So, so you'd like to move this Sarah, will you second that, Yanni?
I mean, the only question I had was, if construction can happen quicker, my understanding is we should have a process to bring forward funding if, we can actually tender and contract it to be constructed, so.
So would that have an impact on rates for the annual plan year
What?
if we brought funding forward?
No, like at the end of it, if we contract it and we can get it done quicker, is there a change proposal or something that can come through to us?
Well, I mean, that you can, there's a process for doing that if you need to, but it's not,
Fine, I'm happy
it's
to
not
second
something
it.
we would
Yep.
vote on here.
Doesn't
All
sound a
right.
project.
So I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. That's carried. And now it's 12:27. So
Can I just remind councillors that if they're going to offer up their colleagues' projects that had already been delayed, I think it's important.
I'm not going to let that happen. We are.
Well,
either
it happened
No, we're either going
without any
We are going to either adjourn the meeting, Tim, and come back and have a debate on it, or we're going to just put the motion to a vote. So, so we've got the annual plan as amended, and it's been moved and seconded, and I would like to put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. And Aaron? Aaron, no. So, so that's carried. Now the next step in the process, could you just remind us what happens next? Because you'll be coming back to us with the consultation document just for final sign-off.
Yes, we will.
On the 9th of March.
Yes.
And then it will go out for public consultation, and so the public can expect to see this hitting the traps at about on the 20th of March, and they will be invited to be making submissions on the draft annual plan. So this is on the consultation document, which will be attached to all the information that will sit behind it. Right. Okay. So so thank you very much, and I know that staff have put in a tremendous amount of work to bring us to this point. The task is not yet over, so we've got a wee way to go. So thank you to everyone for all of the work that you've done, and for colleagues too. I know that these things are never easy, but we've got there at 12:29. I'd like to declare the meeting closed. Thank you.